Niaje watu wangu, langu jina ni Charles Maranga. Karibu kwenye hii show. Kama kawaida, we discuss about socio-economic political issues that affect our lives daily. Na leo ninawakaribisha to this discussion. Weka comment zenu pale, likes, dislikes and everything else so that we can further this discussion. Hii topic ya leo inaweza kuwa ni topic juvenile, serious, life changing, ya kawaida, depending on your point of view, na zote zinakaribishwa. So welcome to today's show. Na make sure you share and subscribe to this channel. Nawapenda sana. And hit the notification button ndio tukiweka discussion unaipata papo hapo. So today I would like to talk about my experiences growing up in Kenya nikiwa mdogo and the way life has changed on the economic, social, political landscape. Nikikumbuka nikiwa mdogo when we were growing up, from the experiences nilikuwa nazo from people around my community and whatever I had on radio, life was different then compared to what we are seeing and hearing now. Maisha on the economic, political, social scale ilikuanga different sana. Ukiangalia like the economic part of life, mkate, rice, all the foodstuffs zilikuanga affordable sana, and the prices of commodities were good. They were affordable. The level of hunger tunaona sahi is different. Ukiangalia on the social part of life, mambo na discipline, people were disciplined. So I remember some of the simple things I used to look at. Hata mambo kama crossing the road, you used to look left, right, left, then you cross. Siku hizi mtu anapita tu kwa barabara. Hata kama kuna flyover, people don't use flyovers, they just cross the highway. So life has really changed. Mambo na respect for authority, respect of authority na watu wako kwa administration and all that, it used to be top notch. Remember when the DO used to come to your area? Nakumbuka DO ama DC akikuja area yetu, the amount of tension and pressure that was there, the amount of preparation that went into that occasion ilikuanga top notch sana. PC akikuja district yenu, ukisikia police wamekuja village yenu, things used to be different in Kenya. Hata politics used to be very different. The number of people that used to vie, the kind of people that used to vie for seats, they were just different. Things were just different. Watu walikuwa serious with life. I remember nikirudi kwa hiyo story ya food, bananas used to rot in the shambas. Kwa shamba unapata ndizi zimeiva mpaka zimeoza. Mapera, avocado, all those things used to be in plenty. As much as our people did not have a lot of money in the pocket, they had access to things like food, especially. Maize used to grow. Mahindi ilikuwa inamea. Maize used to grow. Mvua peke yake ilikuwa inafanya mahindi inamea. They used to be healthy. Birds used to be millions. Walikuwa wanakula mahindi, and that was okay. People still harvested enough maize to last them until the next season. People never used to be greedy. The amount of greed now is different. It's on another level. Ukienda kwa mtu, they used to give you milk for free. unakunywa maziwa lala, unapewa mandizi, unapewa miwa, you eat, you are satisfied, you chat, you go. So a lot of things have changed on the economic, socio-political, cultural landscape. And most of the things that have changed, maybe they have changed because of influence. We are trying to copy from countries where people have a different lifestyle, different economies, different political landscape, and we have failed to change things that can positively impact our future generations. So vile nimesema, ukisikia DC anakuja area yenu, when you hear that the president is coming to your area, we never used to hear some of the nonsense we hear now. Unasikia watu wamekataa kuenda mkutano, watu wamekataa kusalimia president, watu wamekataa there are just some useless things that are happening now. Ukikutana na polisi na uko na makosa, there was that different, the kind of bribery and corruption now, like kwa mapolisi, the sector of police was different then. As much as there was some vices, corruption and bribery, it never used to be on the level that it is now. At least hiyo time ukishikwa, ulikuwa unashikwa na makosa. But these days, polisi anakushika na kitu yoyote, anything. So things have changed. And so today, nataka tu mweke comment zenu pale chini. What do you think happened? And what do you think should be changed for the better? And najua tumechange vitu nyingi on a smaller scale and on a larger scale. For example, we have had change amendment of the Constitution in 2010, which devolved development, we will say. But just ask yourself this question: did we devolve development, or we devolved corruption, bribery, nepotism, theft? So when you look at the aim of devolution in a perfect world, devolution should help improve service delivery. Ukiangalia system yetu, just ask yourself, has service delivery improved? Mimi ningependa kuona where each county has departments that are tasked with improving service delivery. For example, tukiwa na maengineer wa barabara, engineers wanafanya construction ya barabara. For example, I remember when I was growing up, when I was younger, kuna barabara ilikuwa, I grew up in Kisii, kuna barabara ilikuwa from Daraja Moja through Nyankongo to the Kisii Chemo City Road. Hiyo barabara iliwekwa lami. Through the years, ikaanza kuwa na potholes. Hizo potholes zikagrow. The tarmac was washed off. Ikarudi kuwa barabara ya matope. So what I will expect to see from a county government is a county government with engineers who are tasked with making sure that the roads that have been constructed, they remain in good condition for years. They remain in good condition, they are repaired, they have a good drainage system so that they don't flood, we have the right bridges in the right places. Here an example, we can have other departments. Come on, the Department of Health, our Ministry of Health should liaise with the Department of Health in the county to make sure that people get medicine, people are treated, people receive service. I remember hiyo place ya discipline tukirudi, when ambulance ilikuwa inapita vehicles used to make way for ambulance ipite so that the person whose life is in danger can be saved. Ulikuwa unasikia 999. Those things were respected. So when I look at the things we copy from developed countries and the things we should be copying, it's very sad. Because when you go to developed countries, tunapenda kurefer kama US, they have maintained their postal system, for example. The only thing they have changed about their postal system is improving service delivery. So what I would be expecting from leaders that have taken over power in our county governments is, for example, to see that every home is identified by a number, and maybe they have a mailbox, so that if they apply for a job or there's some communication from somewhere, they apply for a job or school, a letter is delivered to their home and their home is easily identified. Ukiangalia sahi, when you want to move from a place in this current era and age, you want to drive from Nairobi to a village somewhere in Kisii, for example, you can't use a map to get there. You have to keep asking people on the road, and that's cumbersome. It's risky sometimes. How do we improve this? When you improve, for example, the postal system, where every home has a number, every street has a name, those can be easily identified on Google, for example. This is an age of technology, and everything is online. It's easy to direct someone to come to your home. It's safe and cheap. So inabidi ukienda mahali kama ni mazishi unaenda, for example, ama wedding, you have to keep asking people on the road. Wengine wanakuomba do na una. You have to keep asking directions. People can mislead you. People can kidnap you. They can do anything. When you're asking directions, they wanajua ni mgeni. So to make things easier, improve the postal system. Every home should have a number. Hata barabara, all those tunjia tuko kwa village, they need to have names. They can be named after people, like serious people who have contributed to the community. These streets go in names. We have numbers, street numbers, home numbers, so that kila mtu akuwe na mailbox. When you do that, for example, you increase the number of jobs, because kuna watu watakuwa wanatengeneza mailboxes. There are people who will be maintaining roads. There are people who will be driving the delivery trucks, ama services, kama ni pikipiki, whatever they will be using to deliver letters. You increase employment opportunities. You expand your tax base. That's what serious countries do. Story na ambulance, for example. After the 2010 constitution, what we would have expected to see when you say that you are improving service delivery, ambulance zilikuwa zinasaidia watu sana. People who had serious acute illnesses. Watu wameshikwa na heart attack, mtu amejikata na panga, mtu amegongwa na gari. So you see, if we have engineers who are maintaining roads, we have a good communication system, we have good electrification in the villages and all the communities, we have trained emergency medical people who can be operating those ambulances. They will be responding to community issues and illnesses, acute illnesses. They can save people. Another thing I'd like to see from a devolved government is creation of a place where, or places or services where people don't have to stay in the hospital for a year to be treated. For example, mtu akipata ajali, I would like to see a person being treated in the hospital in the first place, and then we have a therapy location where they are transferred to, so that they can get therapy, be stronger, and then they go home. That way, you decongest the hospital so that other people can also use hospital services, and then you have created another form of employment where people can help people be strong, walk, and engage in therapy so that they can go home. You have created more jobs. You have increased your tax base. That means you are collecting more money to improve the economy. I'm just discussing random thoughts here. And you can put your comments when you're ready so that we can further this discussion. So, service delivery. So, the rhetorical question should be, did we devolve development or did we devolve corruption, bribery, nepotism, theft? That's the question that should be ringing in your mind as you listen to this, as you watch this. So I'm just looking at how life has changed. Did we necessarily need to spend billions of shillings to amend the constitution? And then you saw recently they brought the BBI. BBI was a good thing. It can be a good thing. But why are we changing things on paper but not on the ground? So it's very important that we know things that can improve the lives of people. Changing things on paper doesn't change anything. We have changed the constitution, yes, but we have cases that have been in courts for years. I know people who are struggling with land, for example. Land is a big issue. People have cases in courts that have been going on for years. What are we doing about it? Are we changing things on paper that we are going to have service delivery, but then people are still struggling with the same challenges? I understand that population has increased. Population used to be on the lower side. That's where people used to afford things. Now that we have population that's growing rapidly, there is a high demand for services. That means the prices of things go up. That is expected. But what have we changed in the lives of people to give them the ability to afford these things? So we need people that are serious thinkers who will engineer the country to prepare for population growth in the next few years to come. For example, nikiangalia where I grew up, when I grew up in Kisii, in the 1990s, land used to be ilikuwa inaonekana kubwa because we were younger then. But my age mates wamekuwa wakubwa and now they are married. Their fathers have subdivided the land, and now people, the only source of income they have is that land. But how big is the land? Imekuwa subdivided, and you find that the only space you have to do your economic activities is just a small vegetable garden. Everybody cannot grow vegetables. And if you look at the way industries have been killed, Kiangalia Mumias, Sony Sugar, Pan Pepper, and where I grew up, Kisii Bottlers used to be a big company, but I don't know if it exists anymore. Kiangalia siku hizi ukipita pale, you don't see the crates of soda tulikuwa tunaona when you are on your way home. So things have changed. We have killed our industries. We have added thieves in the system. Pesa inapotea every day. You remember even the president mentioned, it's enough money to change lives of people. The amount of money that's lost. Wengine, they have from the allegations we hear online, wametuma pesa out of the country to hide the money. Nobody even knows the money exists. That's selfishness. So there's no discipline. Remember hata ukipanda gari kitambo. There used to be discipline. Makonda, they used to be so disciplined. Ukipotea wanakuamsha, they tell you you have arrived. Hizo unaweza pita, gari inapita inaenda kuenda. Unapata umeenda destination, you need to spend another 200 shillings to come back to your home. People don't care anymore. So the major things we need to change before we talk about changing constitution, changing, devolving government, is to ensure that people are disciplined. People respect administration, people respect teachers, people respect nurses, people respect the police officers, and the only way we can do this is to ensure that they are paid enough so that they are dignified, they have a good credit to access loans. Sio imambo na hustler fund ama fuliza, all those things are just to make people poor and poorer and poorer, because your job will be borrowing, eating, you go sell something, come back, pay back. Some people will end up selling lands to pay those, their land to pay those loans. So when you look at, for example, walimu, a teacher has a better chance to secure a loan that is good enough to enable them to maybe start a business or send their kids to school or invest in whatever they want to invest in, because they have a guaranteed check at the end of the month. So what I would like to see in the developed government is improvement of industries that are existing, creation of new ones where people can find jobs so that they can earn money and have a consistent income which will enable them to go and borrow money if they have to borrow to fund their businesses or do whatever they want to do. And then if you look at when you improve service delivery that way, as I said earlier, you increase your tax base, and then that means you increase the government revenue. That means you have more money to do other projects. Looking at, we keep on referring to countries. Oh, Singapore, we gained independence at the same time. Our economies were the same. Oh, now they are first world. How did they do this? They had leaders with a vision, not leaders who have personal interests to satisfy. Leaders with a vision, leaders who thought about future generations. Ukiangalia watu sahi tunachagua, it's laughable. In fact, it's sad, it's absurd. The kind of leaders we have, it's absurd. So mpaka sahi, I wonder kama mtoto wako utamwambia aende shule asome. If you look at the amount of money some MCAs earning, and you compare that money to a professor who has gone to school for years, and they are paid from the same government, it's very surprising. It's very surprising. So we need to empower our people by creating jobs for them, and that's the work of the government. If you can't create jobs directly, you have to empower investors to bring industries close to the people so that people can access jobs and money enough to access credit if they need to. So it's very sad to see the kind of leaders we have in our country. Leaders who just want to amass wealth. If you look at the way people have changed, the way they create their money too fast, the way they have never created an industry. I've heard people like Miguna talk about these things. They have never invented anything. They don't have an industry or something they are doing to have the kind of money they have. What do you tell our children? Yeah? If you tell them to go to school and study, they will ask you, oh, did the governor so and so go to school? Did this guy go to school, but he is successful? So we have to instill discipline in our system. Talk to people, because most of these things will take people restoring respect to society, to the community, to the country in Kenya. Restore respect for leaders, for systems like education system, for teachers, for the police. And to restore that respect, you have to improve their standards of living by paying them the right money for them to live a dignified life. So hii discussion nimeanza kuonyesha how things have changed from where they used to be to where we are. It's a cocktail of things that have intermingled, intermarried to confuse us and put us in a situation where we are not certain of the future of our kids and grandkids. If we go on like this, people selling dogs because they are desperate, they don't have money, and there's no food, people dying of hunger at this era, and we have lands. Hata angalia garbage disposal. That's another thing I was forgetting. Nimesikia juzi wakigombana Kisii County. They are fighting about where to dispose garbage. If we have a good garbage collection system and we identify areas that the garbage can be transported to and dumped or buried, number one, we create jobs for those youths and people who are collecting garbage. We invite industries that can buy trucks that collect garbage. We conserve our environment because we'll be living in a good environment. We have improved lives of people. We have increased our tax base, improved our tax base. Angalia at our sanitation system. Do we even have a sewage system? Tukona a sewage system. Those are some of the few things that we need to work on. Let us give Kenyans a dignified life. Our leaders, they have gone to countries around the world. They have seen the way things are done. Wao wanaenda kusoma nini? Do they just go to take pictures and tell us, oh, I was in London, I was in New York, I met with so and so. They just take pictures and we are there applauding them, shouting, laughing and clapping for them. We need to change the lives of our people so that they can live a dignified life, and so that we can guarantee the future of our kids. I know my thoughts in this video were random, but they are serious things. If we are serious about the future of our country and security and peace and love of our country, then we need to be serious discussing these issues and putting our leaders to account so that they can change our villages and counties so that they can be livable. Nawapenda sana. Install your comments, likes, dislikes. Now let's further this discussion and let's make it more organized and directed so that our leaders can meet this and see this the seriousness of Kenyans to improve the country. Nawapenda sana. Remember to subscribe to this channel and share this video. For more videos in future, make sure you press the notification bell.